Hey, good morning, Gio. Just like we said yesterday, we were going to play with the chalk, have some fun, draw some triangles out, and now here's the kind of the meat and potatoes of what we're going to try to do here before we start our proofs. If you can get through these 6, 7, 8 of these triangles with the correct postulate at the end, it is going to serve you very well when it comes to Monday, when we are going to do proofs. And if you can reason your way through what postulate, it's a matter of just how to put it together in the proof. So here's one thing I want to show you guys. We're going to go back to notes from, let me find them, the triangle congruent notes 10.1, and even Tuesday's notes as well. And I'll show you. We want these 4 properties, at least these 4, right? And I'll explain more. So reflexive property, just wanted to show these. Anytime they are sharing the same side, that's the reflexive property. We can make a congruency statement out of that, okay? Anytime the triangles are forming an X and they are connected at the tip of the triangle, we have vertical angles. If it says something about midpoint, we are going to use that concept, right? If it gives you something as the midpoint, we know that's smack dab in the middle. So if E is the midpoint, I know that this distance here is equal to this distance here. All right, same thing. D is the midpoint. I know that distance, this distance are going to be the same. And something about angle bisector, cutting stuff in half. If the angle is bisected, if BAC is bisected, then I know that angle and this angle are going to be congruent. So in the given, if they give you, B is congruent to C, mark it up. If they give you AB is congruent to AC, mark it up. Our goal on this congruency practice is to take a given, we're going to mark up the information, and then look for extra information, and you will be able to choose one of these 5, okay? One of the 5 postulates we talked about. All right, and I'll run you through 1 or 2, and then you are going to do the rest on your own, okay? So let's go with the first one. It says BA is congruent to ED. So I'm going to mark that up. If they give you more things, mark it up. All right. C is the midpoint, right? I can use that to mark something up because they're giving it to me. I wouldn't give it to you if it was meaningless, okay? C is the midpoint of BE. Well, C is in the midpoint of BE. What does that mean? That means that BC is congruent to EC. Right, now I'm going to practice writing these statements out so you could see what we're doing. We are saying, because that's the midpoint, BC is congruent to EC. Okay? And what did we use? That was just the definition of midpoint. I mean, if you can go through and write this stuff down, that's the next part of the process, right? You can mark up. Awesome. If you can get to writing a statement and the reason why, then you are well on your way. C is also the midpoint of AD. Well, that means A to D gets split in half, meaning those 2 halves are going to be equal to each other. So I know this distance is congruent to this distance. We now have enough information for one of the 5 postulates. We have 3 sides of one triangle marked up with 3 sides of the other triangle. It's side, side, side. We could also use side, angle, side. Anyone see what we could do for side, angle, side? We got this connected at the tips of the triangle. These two angles are congruent because they are vertical angles. So you can mark up that angle and say they're congruent vertical angles, and then now you have side, angle, side, and side, angle, side. Our statement for this one would be angle BCA is congruent to angle ECD. All right. Here we go. I'm going to leave you off after this one, okay? Because it's got pretty much everything that you're going to need as you move forward. And then your job today is just to try to get this done to the best of your ability, okay? And we'll talk about it tomorrow. All right, given BC, congruent to DC, BC, bam. DC, bam, congruent. AC, bisects, cuts in half, bisects, BCD. Well, where the heck is BCD? This is why the other day we spent so much time naming angles. We could locate that. B to C to D. That angle gets chopped in half. Well, what does that mean? I know that this angle here is going to be congruent to this angle here. That's what I know, because it said AC bisects BCD. All right. The statement we could write would be angle BC all the way down to A is congruent to angle DCA. And then that would just be definition of bisect. That's what we're using. Okay? We're just using that definition. Now, we have used up all our givens. We got the congruent sides. We got the idea of bisect. Not like the last one where it said, and it did something else, right? It didn't say, and it bisects BAD or anything like that. So now we're stuck. We got 2 bits of information. Need to find the third. Don't stop here and be lazy and say, I don't get this. It's so hard. Oh, my geez. What's going on? Right? Use your brain. Use those properties we talked about. Those 4 things to look out for. Right? This side is a part of both triangles. So anytime we have them connected at the side, we can mark it up. And then we would say AC is congruent to itself because of the reflexive property. Which then would give us side, angle, side. All right, so that's what you're doing. You have, how many did I put on here? 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you got 6 of these to try on your own. And I'm telling you, you can do this. You got the proofs. Test is in the bag, done. That's going to be on Wednesday, okay? You guys got this.